Hi, Gregg Perry, the historic preservationist. Welcome to our next episode on the George Fix clock of Reading, Pennsylvania. Again, early 1790s to late 1790s. He had very limited production, but his clocks bring really good numbers. He was a very highly recognized maker in the Reading Valley of Reading, Pennsylvania. So our last video, we just were determining, shellac and so forth, or what the finish was on the lower case. Today we're looking at the hood or the bonnet, and it has a lot more finish on it for some reason. And what I want to know is that, did someone try to refinish this? What kind of finish are we dealing with here? Now, typically, I don't strip stuff, but it's going to make it a lot easier because I tried some abrasives on this and it just gummed up the paper. So we're using the citrus strip, pretty low tech thing. Everybody out there can get this. Get it at your local home center. It's pretty easy. The good thing is, we got three good things. We got a health issue going here. This is good. You don't get all that ammoniated product and the other chemicals that are highly carcinogenic in here. It's not going to burn you. The smell is good, and it's not that degradative on the wood. Unfortunately, if you were stripping vintage furniture and you're expecting to get all the finish, the polyurethane, the plastics off that they put on it, this is going to be very difficult. You're going to have to go several applications of this to get the finish off. With the shellac finish, it comes off pretty much in one, and there's virtually no neutralization left we have to do with this, but I will neutralize the whole piece prior to finishing when I get to that point, and that's not today. So today, I put this on about 5 minutes ago, and going to see, it's going to take the majority, and you can see that I'm just using plastic here. I don't like to use metal because at times metal is reactive. I mean, we know plastic is probably breaking down here, but it's not reacting in a negative color way or a way it's going to haunt me when I put the finish back on. So just, very gentle. Again, we're just trying to see what finish and how much finish is on here. So you can see how it's pulling. That's a lot of patina in there. It's shellac and patina. But we need it to match the base. I mean, not that we like to pull a patina off, because 95% of the time I don't pull patina off. I'm adding to the itinerant finishers of the past or the restorers of the past that have added something. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, again, some Everclear alcohol and grain alcohol. And the good thing about this, it has limited to no moisture. I mean, starts out with very little, but the problem is after you start opening it and start reducing the volume, then you start enabling air, moisture-laden air, to get inside. So, but for what we're doing here, this is good. So, and for this, actually, for this product, this very low-end product we have that's stripping, this is enough to neutralize it, the alcohol in this case. It would not neutralize the old zip strips we had in the past. So there we go. We're seeing a very similar color and grain texture to the wood as the case that we did just a bit ago. And, we're just going to try and get as much as we can off. And again, we're testing. So this is going to be a very easy strip when we're ready to do this. But nevertheless, it's more involved than I can work on the case just with an abrasive. I mean, there's a lot more nooks and crannies here. You have the colonnettes, which I'm not going to take these off, and we have the flutes, and we have the smaller moldings here, and the door. So getting down, and then sometimes I'm going to come back, and this will take the last bit off if we didn't. But again, the great thing is, whoever shellacked this initially, intentional or not, I can tell, by very close observation, it's very tightly grained wood, but the porosity we have is filled with the shellac. So, and I'm getting very little here, so the stripping is essentially complete. And just find a clean piece of this paper towel. We're just doing some basic exploratory areas here. And anyway, it's beautiful. The patina, the natural tonality of the wood. This is what we like to see in American furniture. Of the early 18th century, particularly the Philadelphia, the Northeast corridor of the United States, New York and Philadelphia. So our next thing is we're going to have this hood totally stripped, washed with alcohol, And then we'll do an assessment in the next video of this hood of what mechanical or what physical things need to be done to moldings, and as far as the case glue up, I don't know yet. But after the cleaning, the cleansing of the wood, then we'll go from there. We'll see how the glass is attached. Is it loose? It has a ting to it, so it's got to be either all the glaze has to be pulled out and put back in. So we'll assess that at the next video on the bonnet here. Gregg Perry, the Historic Preservationist, signing out. Thanks all for listening.